Testing 1, 2, 3. Testing 1, 2, 3.
Bu işlerine kadar
Hello, can you hear me? I was afraid of that. Let go. I can come over here. Kitchen. That ain't good.
That's exactly why I wanted to start a little bit early.
Smart.
That's exactly why I wanted to. Cause shit like that happens, bro.
Yeah.
I swear it happens like that.
Now, why do you think your computer crashed?
It's just I don't.
Too much load on the CPU,
I mean,
or
I got things. I have these things, so I like to give you just
one time we're gonna have to use my computer as a backup. This is a great topic, so I want to contribute.
Yeah, and you're good too. That's why I wanted you to have it for.
So here we go. If you want, I guess you can close your doors to minimize the echo. Okay. Yeah, because it's very. Oh my goodness. Today was the second resurrection.
You're in line. You were kind of discouraged at first, I could tell.
I can't wait to get the scales. First to set it off. There's so much money in Texas. It's ridiculous. It's a very wealthy state. Is that music like part of your program? Okay. It's like elevator music. All right, I'm plugged in. Hello? You're in the show. Are you recording right now too? Standard definition. Do you want to do high def or standard? Can you hear me? The audio is good and video is good. Okay, we'll go live in 17 minutes. But then you chat. Are you 4K? I can't hear you. I could just hear the background music, elevator music.
Oh, that's because I had it on mute before we go
Who is
live.
4K? Who responded on private chat that says got it?
That was me. I just changed it.
Okay.
So that's a private chat, and then we have a real chat right here, chat overlay. You can send comments here. Can you see that?
Restream comments, yep.
Okay, you can type in that box as well, as long and the people from the guests as well. So we're streaming from YouTube, Facebook, Colombia Tips, Facebook, Gringo Paisas, and Twitter, Colombia Tips. So and I think one more. Personal Facebook.
I got a quick question. That link you sent me, is that a shareable link? Could I invite other friends to chat?
Yeah, you can invite people. Yeah, definitely. Do you have anybody that you'd like to invite?
I'm gonna do that right now because I have a couple people that I'll send it via WhatsApp.
Okay.
I sent a fucking group text.
Okay, that's fine.
There's like 25 people in it. Oh, I cursed? I know, I'm gonna have to watch myself. Oh, you know what? I hear a weird echo. I hear the weird echo.
Ah, I know why. Hold on. Ah, I hear a weird echo. How about now?
It's fucking gone.
There it is. You said- That's okay. Nobody does here anyways.
What was that weird echo?
It's because I had the Facebook on my desktop open, so it was getting some reverb because I had a reply from there. So, and I like to make sure that I can see that it's working correctly. You know, let me get my microphone here a little bit better. Oh, maybe I should put my microphone over here. Close.
Makes sense.
It's just, I gotta change my trading station.
I'm gonna do a test with my Bluetooth.
Well, we got 10 minutes.
Do you have a spare microphone?
No,
Okay, we'll just do a test.
actually, wait. Actually, maybe you can, well, I can hear you fine, actually. Whatever microphone you're on, I can hear you perfect. It's pretty good.
How about now? Hold on.
Still good. No, you got a pretty, you got that Apple computer, I guess. They make it pretty good over there.
Hold on, one second.
Let me see where Steve is at. See where he's.
Headset. Hey, headset, headset. My headset.
Wait, yeah, you're right. I can't hear you with that. Now I can't hear you that good. Did you try something different?
No.
Yeah, that didn't work.
Hold on. I'm not done.
You know what I could do? I could put, thanks for the live stream. Hope to learn something important, Sam Chun. I hope so too, Sam. I really do. I want to give some good information out to you guys. Stay safe. Hope so too, bro. We can just reach one person, Edric. Save someone's life. You just don't know.
Yeah, I mean, what one would think common sense is common, but I'm not so sure nowadays.
Thank you. That's the number one thing that you think it's common sense, but I think with the way we were raised, our environment, you know, I come from a poor background, and you can correct me if I'm wrong. I think you come from a, you know, rough upbringing yourself, and
Oh yeah.
this is the norm for us to watch our back. You know, when I was in Houston, in you know, Section 8 housing, and my mom, where we lived at, you know, there's always someone trying to rob you. Always gonna be someone even your best friends are trying to get you. You know, it's like,
Yeah.
it sucks. It's just the way it goes. And we kind of got an edge up behind this stuff. It's kind of weird. Anywho, what time is it? 7:53. Okay, we got a little bit left. Let me see here. What else? Oh, I want to get those stories up. But hold on one second. Yeah, Frederick, are you looking for those stories as well?
Hold on, I'm still messing with this Bluetooth headset. How do you hear me? How's my audio? No bueno. System preferences. System preferences. Sound. No, can you hear me? No. I found one story. Where do you want me to put in the link? Private chat or where?
Yeah, put it in my private chat for now. Please.
All right. So here's one.
Okay.
I can hear Steve, but I can't see him. He's a ninja.
What's up, boys?
What's up, brother? Where you at? I can't see you.
I know. Hold on one second.
There we
He's
go.
in-
Look at that pretty boy. Look
He's
at
in ninja
him.
mode.
Looking all sharp. Lovely. All
Yeah.
right. So,
Can
what
you hear
time
me?
are we here? Take a look here. I can hear your audio real good. Got one more minute. I've got some things here in the private chat. Can you see the articles that we found, Steve?
Da-da-da-da-da. Okay, I see your private chat. Yeah.
Okay, take a second and just, so you can, in case we start talking about that. And,
Okay.
You may want to share that screen story translated in English.
okay, you got a good point. Thank you, brother. Let's just hope my computer doesn't crash.
Yeah. I put the Google Translate link in private chat, so just click on that and then share out your screen.
Okay, so let me just see what's back on. Let me get some water too. I'm gonna take off the music, Frederick and Steve. How about we take a second to introduce ourselves to the people that don't know us? Frederick, you want to start this off since you're on top there?
Sure. My name is Frederick. I've been coming to Medellin since 2017 through a mutual friend. He said, hey, give Medellin a shot. I was here for about a 9-month sabbatical, and ever since 2017, I've been coming back and forth in little couple of month bursts. Then just recently, in the last 6 months, I am in the process of getting my Colombian residency card as a resident. So this is a topic that I'd like to contribute just some tips of what I've learned to keep my nose clean, and also to help people that are thinking about coming to Medellin to not let these tragedies discourage you. I think everyone in the Medellin community, whether you're an expat or you're a Colombian person, I think there can be a nice coexistence, and these tragedies should not dissuade people from coming to Medellin. Medellin has a lot of cool things.
That's right.
And you just have to find like your niche and your tribe of people. So I'm here to support the tourism and just to shine a positive light on Medellin. But at the same time, it's it's not good to like sugarcoat things when something does happen.
That's
Like
true.
like these tragedies, people need to face them head on and talk about them. You can't just like put your like head in the sand of the ostrich. So hopefully a good discussion will come out of this. Or if you're gonna watch this or listen to this on the replay, even if you just take one golden nugget, like a good takeaway, like, oh, I didn't even think about that. It's going to be worth it to at least prevent a future tragedy. So
That's exactly right, dude. You just hit the nail right there. What I was thinking, like we want to keep that positive image that Medellin has, but we have to be honest as well. Am I right, Steve? I mean, what do you think over there? You've been here for a while. Tell us about yourself too.
So my name is Steve Cha, and I've been here for 22 months. I came down at the end of 2018 for a bachelor party. Was supposed to backpack the rest of South America for 3.5 months, and I ended up staying in Medellin for the whole 3.5 months. Went back home.
That happens to a lot of people.
Yeah, gave away everything, donated everything, and just moved down here 7 more months. And I haven't left. I just got my my 3-year business visa.
Wow.
And I think, it's like there's this real, like, the world is dangerous, right? Like it just is, whether you're in Thailand, Colombia, or something. And I think because of the Pablo and the cartel history, it just gets more, it just seems bigger, right? But Colombia, I haven't had any troubles here. I live right in Provenza, and I haven't had any issues. I'm not even going to deny that there is a racial aspect of it, because definitely being Gringo Amarillo or an Asian person, there's definitely I'm definitely treated differently by police and by people here. And so, yeah, I came on this because, I don't like how Colombia and Medellin is portrayed. I don't think it's actually true. And yeah, if we can help just one person, not fall victim to some crime or some, bad decisions, I'm all in.
Okay. That's what I like to hear, because, a lot of people come over here to Medellin and they get robbed and they start going all over the internet. And it really gets me upset there, because they're like, oh, Medellin is so dangerous. But they forget that this is a big city. There's the size of Houston, where I come from, almost the exact same size. There's millions of people here. And like, yeah, there's going to be things that happen. And sometimes you can put yourself in these bad situations. And that's what I want to bring to the light. What are these situations, in you guys' opinions? You guys been here for a while. What do you think, or what are some situations that you avoid? Because all of us stick out. You can tell we're not Colombians, but yet we have not been robbed. What are we doing right? What can we advise people?
I'll kick it off. I think what comes to mind is naturally you want to be probably in at least a pair, like you and a friend. You're going to meet for a coffee, or you're going to go to a restaurant. Having an extra person really minimizes the probability that you'll come across a robbery. That's the first thing that comes to mind. It's very opportunistic for a robbery, or maybe a group of people. Like so a lot of people may not realize this, but some of these working ladies, have
you don't have to sugarcoat it, bro. They're escorts. You're talking about escorts, right?
Escorts, prostitutes. Okay, we'll just call it
real with people, and that's what I want. I want them to get. This is real. We're not going to sugarcoat it for you guys.
Yeah. So there's prostitutes and paid escorts that will work with organized crime. Let's call it like that. And they will look out for soft targets. So a soft target is a person who's probably by themselves, that is not in a small group, like 2 or more. They're a soft target. Or another thing that comes to mind is the person is predictable. I see frequently, not everyone, but some people, some foreigners, gringos, they will frequent the same coffee shop at the same time, sitting at the same place. You want to vary your schedule so that you can be a hard target, so that you can be unpredictable. Those are the 2 main tips that just come off the top of my head.
That makes sense too. Kind of like you want to vary your schedule a bit. You want to change it up. You don't want to go to the same places all the time. Is that right?
Absolutely. You know,
What do you think, Steve?
I think the number one thing is common sense, right? Is common sense. Number two, I'd like to tell the audience that prostitution is legal here. And one of the most disturbing things is that actually prostitutes can be as young as 14 to 16, right? And that's legal. And that's legal, not for a foreigner, but for locals.
Damn, I didn't even know that.
I didn't know that. Wow.
So I think that's why the crackdown started happening by the mayor to get minors out of paquilleras starting this week, actually, which is a great initiative. It's really sad to see, you know, these really young girls out there, you know. And so remember, we come from a Western world. And so the thing is we can't impart our beliefs on the Colombian culture, right? And so when it comes to underage, you know, people like whatever, I think the US has a, you know, treaty or something that, you know, you can't do it anywhere, right? You will be charged. So, which you should be, by the way. So prostitution is legal. And I think one of the things is just be careful. It's common sense.
Yeah, but you know, let's break it down. So I'm not going to sugarcoat it again. These people don't have common sense, Steve. And that's just it. We're here to talk to people who don't have common sense.
Let's unpack what common sense
there
would
we
look
go.
like.
Unpack the shit for the people that don't know what common sense is.
Yeah. So yeah, let's continue on the thread that I said. Don't be by yourself. Be with at least a friend or two, even if it's just a coffee. Vary your schedule. So let's keep building on painting people a picture on this thread of what common sense looks like.
Well, break it down for them. Break it down for us, brother.
Number one, you know, if you're going to be out late at night, be aware of the situation, right? Like I've heard of so many foreigners, like they meet these girls and they're like, let's go to Buenos Aires or Manrique, and that's not where they're going. So if you don't know where you're going, don't get into the car with people, right? That's number one. Number two is don't keep anything in your back pocket, cell phone, wallet, anything. Number three is you should always have 2 debit cards, right? One that you keep in your room in the safe. That's where the majority of your money is. The second one is something like a Capital One or a Charles Schwab that you can always deposit money into. Like my ATM card never has more than $600 in it unless I have something that I need to purchase. So the thing is, even if it gets hit, it's not. I see YouTube videos of guys losing 16,000, 7,000. And I'm like, why are you taking that debit card out with you?
Idiots.
The Asian in me just tells you, number one, the debit cards are not protected. You have to report that stuff 24 hours within 24 hours. And on top of it, like if you're international, a lot of banks won't even cover it.
Oh, shit. Oh, and let's break it down, Steve. One step, you jumped a little bit too fast. Why shouldn't you, for the non-common sense people, shouldn't you keep the damn phone in your back pocket? I'll let y'all answer that. Why don't you keep the phone in your back pocket?
Go ahead, Steve.
Because you will get pickpocketed so quick. You know, it is not even a question, bro. Like people get pickpocketed from their front pockets, man. I don't like skinny jeans, but I got skinny jeans just because I make it damn near impossible for them to pickpocket
skinny
me.
jeans, just FYI.
We know.
No, on the real, we all know someone tall, blonde-headed, about 6 foot something, who got his phone pickpocketed twice this year. And he keeps his phone twice. He got his Google Pixel phone stolen in his back pocket. So yeah, it can happen to you. You're big, small, whatever. They're good. These professional pickpockets, they're good. And that's what Steve's talking about. What are some of the situations like? I know one situation is they grabbed his junk. They grabbed his schlong, like the ladies. Oh, grabbed his schlong and then reached around the back, you know, and then grabbed his cell phone and then it was a trip.
You're talking about teams, though. You're talking about teams of 4, minimum 4, where one will distract you, one will pickpocket you, hand it off to someone else, that'll hand it off to someone else. And even if you can catch that person or even get it on video, they don't have the phone on them in 30 seconds. So there's no evidence. So they're just let go. And guys, I know I'm skipping the gun, bro. The worst that happens, if a non-violent pickpocket or like someone that robs you, bro, they probably won't even spend the night in jail. You know, the cops will probably take them, make a show of it, put them into the car, go around the corner, and drop them off.
Hold on, we got a question here from Jason Brown. He says, "You robbed me for the cash I have, plenty more in stash and plenty more in the bank. Was whatever cash I oh, so he's saying to only keep cash, and that's a good deal. Yeah, cash, yeah. And what happens, Frederick and Steve, if you guys, for the non-common sense guys, what happens if someone does stick a gun in your face or a knife and robs you? What are you supposed to do?
Give it, just
Give
right
your
away.
shit up.
Give it up. The thing is if there's a crowd and you can run away, you know, Joel from, you know, the Colombian podcast, he was actually just, they tried to rob him like a month ago, and he said he ran zigzag, you know, and ran away from a gun. Yeah, he was on his podcast. And so the thing is like, if you have an opportunity to run away, you can try, you know, like what he said was he gauged a person and realized that person wasn't a hardened criminal. So I don't know how he gauged it, but that's how he gauged it. He ran away and it worked for him. But in my experience, like I've never been robbed, but I would just be like, yo, here you go. You know, I don't keep my money in my wallet. Like I keep it like here. So if it ever happens, I'm just like here. And then, you know, like I'll show them an empty wallet, you know, and hopefully they let me keep my
I'm
ID.
fight you over this $100 watch I had for over 2 years. And you know what? It's all good. You know, if they caught me slipping, if they caught me in an area where it's dark, it's my fault. Like the other night, no, it was the other day. It was kind of the evening. I was going to go to that park behind Harley Davidson. And I was like, well, if they catch me slipping here, it's all on me. Because I went through this dark, secluded area. And I know what I was getting into. And that's just the way it goes. So you got to be careful here and use common sense. But for those that don't know common sense, we're going to elaborate on what common sense is. How about Frederick? You wanted to say something. You know, what happens if someone robs you? You come from military background, not only 1, 2, or 15 years or something, right?
Yeah, I mean, we always got training on how to become a hard target. Basically, it's layering the things you can do and stacking the odds in your favor so that the person who's targeting you, they'll just be like, you know, it's too much effort to rob this person. We'll just go on to an easier target. That is something that is within your control. You can't control the way you look. You can't control your genetics, your biometrics, how tall you are. I mean, if you stand out, you stand out, even the way you talk and the way you dress. But what you can control is some of the things we've been talking about. But what also came to my mind is what they teach us is basically have an accountability partner or a buddy system. For example, I've seen a couple of girls that do this, like say friends of mine or maybe on a couple of dates. They will give their accountability partner, usually it's a family member, a heads up. Hey, I'm with such and such a person. I'm on a date. We just left this restaurant. We're about to go to this bar. You know, they give them a heads up. I don't really see guys do that too much. Number one, because they haven't identified that friend, that close, confident person that you can rely on, that accountability partner. Number one, you haven't identified that person. And number two, you have to execute and do it. What would happen if you do that and that person hasn't heard from you in 6 hours, 8 hours, 12 hours, because you made them an accountability partner, like you gave them a heads up? It's kind of out of character, say for Frederick, he said he was at such and such girl's place. It's been over 8 hours. Let me check up on him. And then
bro, do you remember that time whenever I couldn't get a hold of you? And
yeah,
then I started calling around, bro. I was like,
yeah.
Instantly, I'm like, where's this dude at? Where I didn't, yeah. I start calling everybody up, and then finally I got a hold of him. I start calling the last person that got in touch with him, and she's like, no, he's over here. And then when you have an accountability partner, it's just really a friend that you confide in and say, yo, bro, when you call me, I'm gonna answer, you know, or I'm gonna text you back to let you know that I'm okay. Because, you know, being here in a foreign country, it can be scary. You're on your own. You're on your own. Am I right, Steve? What do you think?
Absolutely. And I think one of the biggest things is, you know, like prostitution is legal here. and I know this is an unpopular, like I've never heard anybody talk about this, but if you go to a La Isla, or if you go to a Gusto, or if you go to one of these places, whether they're involved with organized crime or not, I don't know. But the thing is you're protected, because those girls, I've never heard of one of those girls robbing anybody. Every time that I've heard of someone getting robbed, it's someone from Tinder or a street girl, And so the thing is if you're going to, and there's no judgment here, right? Again, prostitution is legal in Colombia.
100% legal.
It's legal. If you're going to do it, pay the extra money and go to one of these places where it is controlled and regulated. Because I've never heard of someone getting robbed from a girl from La Isla, or what's the other one? Fase.
Oh,
Fase
hell no.
That's a good point.
Money.
I've never heard anyone get robbed.
That's a good point. Yeah, but I think the reason why a guy would not want to go to those established places is because of the price point, right? It discourages them, and they think that a girl from the street, which would probably charge a cheaper price, is a better deal, but they don't realize that it comes with all these intangibles, and you could lose your life, which is what we're talking about. You can get scopolamina, right? It's just not worth it. So I think you bring up an excellent point. If you are going to do it, go to an established place and have that peace of mind.
And there's absolutely nothing wrong doing it. It's 100% legal down here. If you're a single man, use protection. Hey, go for it, bro. I'm not gonna say I haven't done it. It's hey, I'm a man here, So it's like, if you're gonna do it, he makes a damn good point that I never thought about. La Isla is a good option. Gusto, and for God's sakes, don't answer an ad and come to somebody's house. Oh my God, I can't believe some of these dumb guys do this.
I'm glad you brought that up, because again, if you were to do something like that, just on the surface alone, you lose 100% of the control. You're in somebody's place that you don't know if somebody could come up on you, and you lose control. What do you think about that, Steve? I mean, do you want to have control or lose control of the situation?
I'm sorry. You meant in the situation, as in the place, or what?
Yeah, like if a girl, supposedly a girl, invites you over to wherever she wants you to go, and you say, yeah, sure, no problem.
That's just dumb.
Absolutely not. Absolutely
being in control or out of control?
Absolutely not. Like, it's the same thing. It's like, I've heard so many stories of guys saying, yeah, this girl, they said the club is out here, and they don't know, they have zero situational awareness. They don't know the area. And they're like, we're going to this place. And then they don't even know if it's the misdirection. And a lot of times the cab drivers are in on it. Like a lot of times.
Bro, you don't even know if they're talking to a man. They're just chatting on Tinder or something. It can be a complete setup. They do this every single day.
And you have to think, they're playing the odds, right? You have to think. You have to think they're playing the odds. Out of 100 people, even if they get one or two people to agree, they're already ahead. Out of 100 people, so it's a numbers game. They're going to get one sucker.
Yeah. So I think we've established that there's just a direct correlation between cheapness, like Tinder, street girls, and then La Isla and the established joints, right? So there's definitely a direct correlation to the people that are getting robbed and the amount of money that they're trying to save. Because in Tinder, they're thinking that these girls are gonna probably go home with them for free or something like that. And let me tell you, there's a YouTube video out there by Ace Live, and it's really good. And this dude flies in, comes in at 7 in the morning, gets to his place, and a girl wants to come over and drink with him at 7 in the morning. Does that sound normal? No, right? So the thing is yes, you're not paying. And the thing is the odds of a girl that wants to come here at 7 a.m., especially from Tinder, is, I'll tell you something. One of the most difficult things about dating in Colombia is that all the good girls work 6 days a week, or work 6 days a week and go to school. And guess what? Sunday is family day. So if you're dating a girl, if you're dating a girl, you are lucky if you get to see her once a week, maybe twice a week, right? So the thing is, if a girl can come out like every day, most likely she doesn't have a job. Most likely you know, like maybe she's not a student, maybe she's not, you know, so just keep those things in mind. Like the most difficult thing that I've ever had in dating here is that I never get to see them, you know, and a lot of these families, they're actually divorced. So, you know, Monday through Friday, they'll spend with mom. And then on the weekends, it's time with dad. So that's the experience that I've had. I don't know if it's the same that others have had.
Cool. Good stuff. So,
well, you know, we can't just say, you know, just FYI again, just a reminder, Medellin has some of the most beautiful people here, man. I mean, some of the people that go out of their way to help you, dude. I've had people help me whenever my motorcycle broke down in the middle of the jungle, take me in their truck, not even ask me for money, not even ask me for nothing, just like, hey, I'm gonna help you. Let me try to figure out. So this is another, you know, we're not trying to shine a shade, or should I say, you know, it's beautiful here, man. We love it here, but at the same time, you got to be smart. This is a big city, and we're giving you some advice to stay safe. We gave you some good ones here. Frederick said about you staying in pairs. I love that. You also said about, Frederick, you said about keeping a different routine, right?
schedule.
Steve, you were talking about keeping your phone in your front pocket because there's watching out for professional pickpockets. You also mentioned about if you're gonna do the do deed, hey, do it, go all out, spend a little extra, have a great time, go to La Isla. Oh, I forgot to mention, La Isla is like a strip club where it's a brothel too. Am I right? It's a strip club and then a club where a lot of people just have a good time because they have a dance floor. And then if you want to get down, you want to get downtown, then you can really get down. And we're not talking about hundreds of dollars here, folks. We're talking about $100, you know, 300 or something. It's not that much. Am I right, Steve?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's absolutely correct. I think another thing is when my friends come down, they're all up gung-ho about the Airbnbs and all these things. And I stick them in a hotel with 24/7 security. At least the first few times that they come down here, 100%. They always tell me this. I'm like, do not get an Airbnb unless it has a doorman and 24/7 security. And like, I've lived in my building for 2 years, so even when I bring in a guest, they don't even ask for ID. I had to tell them, hey, copy their cedula, do their thing. You know, I'm not too worried about myself, but it's just good to have a pattern because now you don't have to ask for that ID or that cedula. It's the security. Right.
Right. So that's another great point and tip because you're layering your security. And if you have 24/7 doorman access, that's another layer of security. Like, hey, I saw you last night going with a girl or a pair of girls, and the girls came down, but you know, it's been 8 hours, 12 hours. Let me go check up on this guy. Or tell the doorman, hey, please check up on me in 8 hours or 12 hours. And you made him your accountability partner. And make sure you tell him.
Bro, that is a gold. That's a gold tip right there. Now, you're talking about giving the doorman like $5 or not even $5 is like a good amount of money for him.
Yeah, give him a tip, $20K. You know, that's like $7, whatever it is, $5.
Whatever. Bro, that's a golden tip, folks. Write that down. When you come down here, give the doorman, I shouldn't call him, he's a doorman, security guard. He can check him in, even take a photo of the girl when she comes see you.
Yeah.
Like, and then on top of that, you can tell him, do not let her leave without having her check in. I mean, without the doorman checking in with you. And the guard does that all the time. He calls, he's like, hey, can she leave? And yeah, she can leave, definitely.
Yeah, that's a great tip.
I love it, bro. What are the tips you got there up your sleeve, Steve? I know you got something up your sleeve over there.
I think when I walk down the street, the one thing is I acknowledge everyone, right? I think coming from New York and I've seen a lot of people from New York coming down here. We call it head on a swivel. But I take it one step further is I make eye contact with them and I acknowledge them in a nice way, right? At least that just tells you that they know you're there, right? And I think my whole life growing up in New York, I'm 40 years old, so I grew up during the crack era. It was always about acknowledging. And I think once they do that, you know, like a little disagree with you is like, I think criminals, they tend to go after meek targets. So like if you're not looking around and you're just like this.
Top target.
Yeah. You know, so the thing is acknowledge people, right? And like if a homeless person comes up to you or a beggar comes up to you, all these people ignore them and then they harass you. Like I just look them in the eye and say, no gracias. And then they go, they leave, right? But I've seen them constantly harass people until they get some kind of reaction and then they know they have you.
Yeah.
That's so true. You're going to get a lot of people here walking down the street asking for money. I kind of just give them this little, I just go like this, exactly like this. And they usually leave me alone. But, you know, on the back end, they probably already know us forever, bro. You know, we're not new. This is not like, I mean, you know, we're not new. So that's, I don't even remember.
And I'm telling you here, and I don't know if I should be saying this publicly, but I've lived in Provenza for about 22 months. I have never been pulled over by the police. Never.
Oh,
I walk down every day,
bro.
But you look Colombian. I'm Asian, right? Again, there's reverse racism here. But the thing is like I've never been stopped. But you would be shocked because the building I live in is technically a hostel hotel, right? And so I'm telling you, I believe that the vendors, the homeless people, the police, the prostitutes are working together, because you don't understand how many times I've heard of someone buying drugs off of a street vendor or something like this, and then 5 minutes later getting like, you know, stopped and frisked by a police officer, and then now they have to pay like a fee.
Dude, you know, so when I got pulled over by police it was my fault. It was during the pandemic, and I was trying to get one of those delicious Japanese soups over there in Provenza, that little bitty restaurant. Damn it, man. It was so damn delicious. I was ready to risk it. I was sitting in, so I went to go get it. I ended up paying about $60 for that soup. And it is what it is. It was my fault. So it's all good, dude. I ain't gonna worry about it. It was worth it. All right, so okay, so let's just break it down for people.
Hold on. I want to clarify that threat, right?
Sure.
So if you pick up a girl working on the street, a working girl on the street, they know that they can most likely make you a victim of crime, and the odds of you reporting that crime are very slim to none. That's what I'm trying to imply. There is no recourse for them, right? But meanwhile, if a girl at La Isla were to rob you, now that's tarnishing the record of that establishment, and that's messing with their money, and they're not going to like that.
That's true.
That is true.
I wanna shift gears here real quick and talk about what is scopolamina in layman's terms, and what are the countermeasures if you believe you either have been scoped, and what you can do immediately. Maybe that's worth discussing.
Guys, it's all preventative. Like once you're scoped, it's game over. Like I'm letting you know that. Like that's why we're doing this little like live. That's what it is. It's 99.9% of what we're discussing is the only way to prevent being scoped is preventative. And I'll tell you this is I didn't believe this until one of my trusted friends got scoped at a restaurant when a goal was scored at a Colombian game, and they literally poured this. They put the scope in while everybody was celebrating. If I had not known that, and so that's another thing. It's not just from prostitutes and Tinder. Like 80, I would say, I'm pulling this number out of my ass, but 80 to 90% of all these crimes are unreported. And they're not just dudes going after prostitutes or Tinder dates or something like that. It can happen anywhere.
I got scopolamine, but you guys know I don't drink. So I met a little lady friend on Tinder when I first got down here. She's from Rio Negro. She said she was a church girl. And then one night I'm in my apartment. Yeah, this is true, man. I swear to you, dude. And so anyways, I'm sitting in my apartment. She's like, she's from the Rio Negro. Those that don't know Rio Negro, it's about 30 minutes from here. So she's like, it's like Thursday. She's like, messages me out of the blue. She's like, oh, I'm here in Parquilletas or Medellin, and do you want to meet up for a drink? And I was like, hell yeah. I've been wanting to hook up with this girl for a while. And so I was like, all right, hell yeah. So I get spaced up and I go down there and I take her out to that place. A block from Parquilletas where they used to do that salsa. I forgot what that's called. God damn. But anyways, right there next to Paris. Do y'all remember that place? It's like a little bitty club. There was a lot of salsa going in there about 3 years ago. Anyways, I don't drink, man, at all. So As soon as we sat down, she ordered a bottle of aguardiente, and I was like, God damn, this little bitty lady bought a bottle on my damn tab, which was like $60. And I was like, shit, I didn't move here to Colombia to spend $60. Anywho's, so I don't really drink aguardiente. I drink it every now and then, but I was like, I'm just gonna have a Corona because I don't drink. So I got it, and then I went to the restroom and came back, and I didn't even think about it. I took about a couple of swigs, and she kept on cheersing me, which was really weird. She kept on cheersing, like kept on wanting me to drink, but I don't drink. So she just like cheers me and with her aguardiente, and I had the Corona, and all of a sudden I swear to God, I started feeling funny. So I went to the restroom, and then I threw some water on my face. But keep in mind, I only drank maybe at this time 30% of the beer. 30%. So I only drank a little bit at this time. And I started feeling funny. So immediately, I walk up to my waitress. I walk out to find the waitress, and I just pay my tab in cash, let her keep the change. And then I just left. I just said, hey, I gotta go. And then I was so scared, dude. I was so scared. I promised to God. So I live up the hill. So if you're walking from Parquilleras, you have to go up Provenza. I live up from Provenza at the time. So walking up the hill, your heart is beating. You're working. That blood is pumping through your body. I start feeling even more dizzier, and I was like, "Oh my God, I'm about to pass out right here in the street." And everything's gonna be stolen, or even something worse. I don't know. So, but thanks to God himself, dude, I made it to my apartment. I knocked out on the mattress. I slept for about 16, 17 hours. So yeah, wow. Man, but yeah, that's a true story. And I got lucky though. One of my friends, Bobby, got scoped with me too. They robbed him up the kazoo, and it was a bad deal, man. It was really bad, Have y'all been scoped?
No, I haven't.
No.
Thank God. Knock on wood.
You know a lot, Patrick, or used to, not anymore, but you used to hit it up.
Yeah, I use the tips we're talking about here. That's why we're talking, so we can pass on the knowledge.
You tipping bastard.
We're trying to pass on the knowledge so that it won't happen.
Oh man, we had a good little episode. Anybody, like, you guys want to say any kind of final tips? Anything you got to say out there?
Somebody here in the chat said that they had a tailor and sew like hidden pockets inside the seam of the pant leg. I think that was a pretty good idea. That's hardcore. That's a great tip.
Especially with these little tight skinny jeans, the little pockets are too little, dude, to fit my Pixel XL. Yeah, so like you definitely need to have that altered. That's a good one. And the options here are only like $3. So what you got?
Yeah, I mean, if you have two hidden pockets on the left and the right pant leg, that's enough for one debit or credit card and maybe like 2 or 3 100,000 pesos bills. So it's a small thick signature. You can't really tell. It's hidden.
Well, how about you? Oh, well, Steve turned into a invisible ninja here.
He disappeared on us.
He disappeared on us. There you go. I'm trying to.
That's that Asian dude that tailored that stuff.
Oh yeah, no, Asians are good at it.
That's damn true. Like I'm pretty sure he's Asian, bro. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah. What other stuff we got going, dude? Steve, you want to put some final little tips on there you got for anybody?
I just want to, like, not just scope getting scoped, right? But the thing is don't try to save money, right? Keep yourself safe. Unfortunately, in the past couple of days, a couple of weeks, we've lost some people, and rumor has it that because these people were big, that they were overdosed by accident, and so we don't know what's happened. It's not out there yet. I think there was one report of the guy from Brooklyn that was he was poisoned. They said he was poisoned, right? And so recently, because of the pandemic, organized crime has gotten pretty stronger, right?
Skyrocketed is probably a proper term. Skyrocketed.
Yeah, it's skyrocketed. So one of our friends at Brutal Restaurant, he has a dog, and he's a mean-looking dude. And they literally just, Emilia de Oro, which is a really nice place in Poblado. They just came out of the restaurant, put a gun, and took it. And that's been a standard. So I would say don't sit outside, you know, in the Poblado, Provenza, Laureles area. Now what I sit is I try to sit, you know, facing the door and actually like not toward never on the outside seating. Secondly, guys, I don't understand this. I hear so many people talking about cryptocurrency, right? And the thing is stop. When criminals start to realize how much money people are keeping on their cell phone, guess what? Your ass is going to get kidnapped. You know, they are going to drain your shit. And it's already
They got
happening.
crypto meetings out here public now.
Well, you know what? I told them how I felt about that. You know, I sent them the things. You know, I'm not going to tell stories because, you know, these are private stories. What I'm telling you is don't talk about crypto, especially in public settings, and be careful. That's it. You know, because
well, I mean, for those that don't know about crypto, let's break it down a little bit. It's unregulated. Once it's gone, it's like cash, right? Am I wrong? I don't trade crypto, but I think when it's like once they have it, they make you transfer that money over, you ain't getting it back. It's like cash. That's the whole. It's deregulated. There is no rules.
It's like Zelle or Cash App. It's the same thing. It's once it transfers, there's no recourse. You cannot get it back. It's done.
Yeah, at least with your bank, they're gonna like, oh, they can get that money back most likely somehow, sometimes, you know, or they'll have to wait. You're gonna wait. They're gonna see that what kind of wire transfer is going on here. Let me get you on the phone or something. But anyways, yeah, that's a very good one, Steve. Unfortunately, we did have Mr. Jimenez. No relationship here. He passed away, and you know, he was a big guy, and supposedly, like you said, it was an overdose of scopolamine. And we all don't think that they meant to kill this person. Can I agree on that? They didn't mean to kill anybody here, but
well, we have to tell the audience that there's a reason why that crimes aren't violent, right? And people think that getting scoped is so bad and stuff. In other countries, they just kidnap you and kill you. But there's a code out here, right? And if for people that don't understand this, the government actually hires paramilitary, ex-military, right? These are kind of like not vigilantes, but these are people to actually protect certain neighborhoods, right? So Comuna 13 is one of them. Poblado is one of them. And so these people, these paramilitary actually go to the gangs and say, if you hurt these people, we're going to come after you. You can actually do your thing, but there's a certain limit that they can reach. So that's why they scope you. Like in Eastern Europe, they'll just kidnap you and kill you, right? So I've had this discussion with many people here, and it's because of that, it's actually kind of a little bit safer than other areas in the world, in my opinion.
Right. And that scopolamine, you know, it's strong, man. They have another drug down here that I don't know if you guys know about it. I'm pretty sure you do, actually. It's called the devil's breath. You heard about this?
I've heard of it. I'm not very familiar with it. I've heard of it.
It grows down here in Colombia. And devil's breath, it's an upside down kind of tulip looking flower. And it's spread out to Europe as well. But because the flower grows here, the devil's breath is very popular. And what happens if they do this devil breath, oh my God. Oh, here we go, bro. This one, if they just blow it into your face, if they blow it into your face, you turn into a zombie. It's like they can take mind control over you. I'm not even bullshitting. You guys can Google this. Your people out there right now, I'm asking you to. Devil's breath. Go ahead and Google that right now, and then you can know what we're talking about. It
sounds like you want to volunteer, Alan, for a little experiment.
You know, the thing is every person is different. The first thing I'll say is that there are people on the forums that still have not recovered after a year, right?
Wow.
Devil breath.
Oh, that's for damn sure. Yep, that's right.
You know,
they had an adverse reaction.
Yeah, and number two, nobody knows the dosage, and so the thing is that's the high risk of it. You know, like
right there.
I think that in the forums, like people have tried to buy like amounts of it, And like, I don't know anybody personally that's actually been successful. But the thing is there have been pictures floating around where it's like a baggie with just like literally like just micro dots. And that's all you need to actually do it. But I've never seen it, but I've seen the pictures in the forums. I think what this drug does to you is that there was just a recent case of a Instagram influencer who has Bank of America. So screw Bank of America. They would not refund his money because it was actually him at the ATM. Because you're under the influence, right? So you're in a suggestive state. So like what the people will do, they'll just be like, let's go party, take out money from the ATM, and you'll constantly do it, right? And then once they max that out, right? Because there's a certain limit that you can do. There are businesses, there's a great video on YouTube. It's this, I believe this French guy who says, the title is Colombians robbed me of $16,800 out of my ATM card, right?
Oh, wow.
And the way they were able to do that in one night because they're obviously businesses like liquor stores and businesses that charge it like a credit card because, you know, there's a limit that you can take out, and they drained it completely. It's a fascinating video, and you should really look into it.
Well, the guy that I mentioned to you earlier, he had about $5,000 worth of credit card damage, but he didn't even have a passcode on his cell phone. Oh my God, dude! That's
right in line with common sense. You have to have a passcode on your cell phone as the first layer of defense. You have to have a passcode or PIN or something like that.
And then they have
but hold on. But when you're scoped, let's make this aware, right? When you're scoped, you're in such a suggestible mood is they can actually get you to open up your phone. Like it doesn't matter. Like once they scope you, it's game over. You're just gonna be there. Like I heard a story 4 or 5 weeks ago where one of the guys, he came home and lives with three roommates. The 3 roommates were in the living room. And then their roommate walks in with 2 weird Colombian guys. They go to his room. They walk out with 2 backpacks. And in those backpacks was everything of value. And they left. And the guy was like, hey, guys. Comes in. Walks out with the 2 Colombian guys. Later, guys. Blah, blah, blah. Completely normal. Right?
Yeah.
And so, like, that's the state that you're going to be in. Is like, and that's how brazen these people are. Because, like, they just know that you're in that like suggestive state.
Yeah. That's so true. It's like
you're like hypnotized or in a trance, and you will obey. Is the bottom line.
Yeah, it is dangerous down here. So I guess one thing you could say is that you need to put an ATM cap, a daily cap on your ATM withdrawals. Am I right?
Yeah, but the thing is the best way is just to have like the dummy one where you transfer money when you need it. Like, you have to think ahead and do two days, because remember, if it like you should not have your major debit card out with you. Never, right?
Yeah.
You should never have that, bro. Because the thing is, first of all, if you don't report the stolen money within 24 hours, and most of these scope victims are gone for 48 to 72 hours, you're screwed. And there is no protection from debit cards, right? So I would tell you that, and we already established that they have figured out a way to actually purchase stuff on debit cards as a credit card to drain your account of up to $17,000.
Wow.
There's a video. There's a YouTube video of it.
I did not know that. That is insane.
Yeah, they were getting old boy. The one who got the phone, they got him for so much stuff. They were ordering Rappies, and they even got into his PayPal. They went to town. They were trying to get in his crypto too, but he locked it. It was nuts. And then it took him about 2 days or something to get his account, just all the stuff. So he lost 2 or 3 days worth of work. It was ridiculous, dude. They were just they're professionals.
So I want to also talk about the danger of Laureles, right? It seems like a lot of my friends in Laureles in the last 2 years, every one of them has been robbed, or their wives have been robbed at least once. And one of the, you have to understand with Laureles, why it's so dangerous there is because the roads are wide open, and also all the major highways are there. It's kind of like the gas station that's near those highways in America. Like they're the places that get robbed the most, right? Because there's so many exits. in Laureles, I think the majority of the robberies that I've seen is people using ATMs at night, right? And they're using the ATMs that don't have the locked doors, right?
The door,
Like, yeah. So understand this:
Yeah.
in Medellin, most of the ATMs have locks, so there's locks for a reason, right? So use those. Refrain from using ATMs at night. For obvious reasons.
Bro, how about we just hit on Ohia Mia? That's my favorite coffee shop because it's located in Manila and right next to the freeway and right next to Cayadias. It got hit now, what, 4 times?
Wow.
Rob? I mean, it just gets constantly robbed. And I love that location, dude. That's my coffee shop, dude.
I'll get it.
But now I'm just like, you know, I got.
And I'm gonna tell you guys, like 80 to 90, like again, I'm making these numbers up, but 80 to 90% of these crimes are unreported, man. Like nobody wants to report them. It's like you'd be shocked at like, yeah, I read the forums too, but I will tell you, I know a lot of my friends have been robbed during the last 16 months, 18 months, and they don't want it out there and stuff like that. So I just want to let you guys know, like, be careful. Some of these guys all these guys have been here over 5 years, and so.
I haven't been, thank to God. I don't know if because I don't go out at night or something, or I haven't been robbed I'm 4 years and 2 months. I haven't, but I don't really do anything.
But you also go to bed at 8 p.m. You go to bed by 8 p.m.
I know. That's the only thing I go to sleep early. Patrick, you too. Don't be acting like you. Well, now he does.
So everybody
Anyway,
watching, he's staying past his bedtime for you guys. All right.
This is my party right here. We're partying. Put some music on, Patrick. Put some music on. We can all like just do a little dance.
Use that.
Yeah, man. I haven't done, but somebody did make a funny note here. I'm gonna just put this out there. I don't even know if I agree with this shit or not. But the dude's like, yo, you telling me not to go and party and mess with the horse and do any drugs? That's the best part of Medellin. I was like,
so no, I want to tell you guys what the best part of Medellin is, right? If you're not a piece of crap, Medellin is actually it's a small, tight-knit group of expats. And I feel so fortunate to actually, know these people and stuff like that. And when I first moved to Medellin, I was rolling with some shady characters. And I remember I was at Patrick's and one of the guys was like, hey, we like you. You need to talk to this guy. And that guy, I was put into contact with someone and they were like, hey, I'm hanging out with these guys. And then he told me the story of what happened. So then I asked them, I was like, did you do this? And they're like, yeah, they couldn't really deny it. And I was like, I can't fuck with y'all no more. You know what I mean? And so what's great about this community, it's small, right? And so if you're a piece of crap, word is going to spread real quick, right?
I love
and if you're
that
a good
right
cat,
there.
and if you're a good cat, man, I have received nothing but love. I've received nothing but help from people, and I try to repay that, right? And so I think it's like if you're coming down here, try to assimilate into the culture here, right? And I think one of the biggest mistakes that people make is they don't respect the guys that have been here for 12 years, 14 years, that laid the groundwork for us, right? And I love talking to all those cats, and they give me all the advice about whether it's Manrique, Centro, or somewhere else. And I think if you go to these places like these staples, like Patrick or Iway or some, for me it was Flip Flop Sandwich Shop, right? That's where I got a lot of knowledge dropped on me. But I think if you go to like the District 1 or some of these restaurants, and you just talk with business owners, you just talk with the people, we're a very welcoming community. And I think that's probably the best way to stay out of trouble.
You know what? Hold on, let me fix this real quick.
No doubt.
I got to touch on that, Frederick. This community is super small, folks, especially if you just stay in Poblado. If you live in Poblado, man, the foreigner circle is small. Don't screw anybody around because we're going to know about it. If you plan to be here over more than 2 weeks, we'll know, dude. There are some shady characters already, they're still here. And we're all like, oh, watch that dude. That dude comes around. And I'm like, oh, shit. let me get up out of here, man. So yeah. And then, you know, because it's a small a small circle of people, it also can work in your favor if you're a good person, just like it was Steve, man. And
Yeah.
Frederick, you're a good dude too, man.
Thank you.
You're all right, man. You're all right in my
That's what Flex like, you know.
I think that's why we get along so good, man. But what, you know, reiterating, we talked about a lot of things and how to stay safe. Unfortunately, you know, Mr. Jimenez, a great person from New York, just passed away. And I don't know if it could have been, I mean, how can this have been avoided? They say he left by himself late at night, and then his friends started just kind of like, hey, where's Mr. Jimenez at, you know? And Frederick, what do you think? How could this have been avoided? He's a big dude, you know. What could have been done?
Oh man, that's the $1 billion question. You know, this can happen to anybody. The best advice I could probably give you is you want to layer your security measures, and we've discussed this in great detail. The more layers of security, the less likelihood that you will be a target. Don't be leaving by yourself. Have an accountability partner. Tell someone, hey, I'm going to go home. I'm tired or whatever. Have a 24-hour security doorman, like we talked about. Have your, as what Steve Chow said, have your backup debit card with only what you need. We talked about if you're going to meet.
Frederick, what happens if, you know, he's passing through? The dude doesn't live here, man. We have a lot of people passing through here. Shit calls him up. He's not a little dude, you know. He's a grown man too. He, you know, calls. He say, "Hey, meet me up at this restaurant." What do you do? I mean, damn, man, is it just the luck of the draw? Or
No, so
what could we have done?
I want to say something, right? When I first moved
Hold on,
down
let me
here,
put the screen back. Hold on.
oh sorry,
No, not this one.
when I first moved down here, I would meet girls, and unfortunately, in my room, I had 2 laptops. I had about like 6 phones. I had all my work because I bootstrapped my company in my thing. So the thing is like I would not bring a girl back to my room. As I went, negotiated a rate with a local like thing, and like after a few dates, if the girl wanted to come back, I just text the guy. He'd have a room ready for me, and I was paying like 30%. You know, because like it started to be consistent, right? And now that I have an office, I don't have to keep all that stuff in my room. So it's just planning ahead, right? It's like the tailor, you know, it's if you put in the work, and I think a lot of people, they have problems renting places here is because there's a lot of partying going on and people trashing apartments, right? And so the thing is for me is I've had like all just cash, like not like a little gringo price because obviously it's Provenza, right? But the thing is I've gotten some great deals here is because people know who I am and they know that I'm not going to fucking have like whore bashes with, you know, copious amounts of drugs and stuff, you know?
You made me think of something that I think is applicable to everybody, and that is people, doesn't matter if it's a girl, guy, it doesn't matter. They have to earn your trust. And I think if you were to really peel back the curtain, in so many cases, guys freely give their trust too soon and too fast. And again, they're not in control of the frame. You order the taxi for yourself. You decide where you're going to meet. You control everything so that you can minimize the probability and likelihood that you're going to get scoped or robbed. Meet at an established place where there's lots of people. It's a public place. There's lots of foot traffic, and preferably not outdoors, indoors. And I think the more security layers you stack in your favor, and you always have in the back of your mind, hey, people have to earn my trust. Feel the girl out. Go on a date or 2. If something seems off, listen to your gut. Listen to your instinct. It's there for a reason. And I think you're just going to increase the odds in your favor where you're going to be a little bit better off, a little bit safer. And that's the best you could ever hope for.
Frederick, Now, so maybe this guy, Mr. Jimenez, bless his heart, but maybe he should have just invited her to his place instead of going out that night.
Yeah. By the way, guys. Like, if this is the same guy, this is the guy that came with down here with the girlfriend,
Right?
yeah.
No,
like,
wait.
No.
No, this is a group. This is Mr. Jimenez, Dominican guy from New York.
Yeah. Those are the guys. Like he came down here with his girlfriend, and the thing is, we don't know what happened, but the thing is, they got into a fight, so he was in an emotional state, right?
Yeah.
So the thing is, he was not thinking clearly, and I think we have all been in relationships. We've all been like fucked up like that, and the thing is we can't. That's just a weird situation, right? Like
You need a cool off period.
Because he came with his girlfriend, right? It's not like he came down here looking for the things that other men were looking for, right? So the thing is,
yeah, bro. But I mean, a man is a man. I bless the dude, but I'm a man too. And even if I have a girlfriend or something, I'm not married. If I'm coming to Medellin, that's a temptation. It's a steak on the platter here, bro.
But they came in a group of
I don't
10
like
friends.
the sugarcoat. I'm just like straight up. Hey, it is what it is.
No, but that's you. That's you. But the thing is, they came down as a group of 10 friends. It was probably like more of a bachelor party or like some kind of party thing. And then, a fight happened. And then after that, bro, like, I don't know. Like I've got into fights with my girlfriend and gotten pissed drunk on whiskey and stuff. So like I can't even blame him. And he's a young dude. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So the thing is that's not the normal. That's not the norm, right? Like that's not the norm. Like what we're talking about is like, when you're out there, like don't trust these girls and stuff like that. He was in a different mental state.
They have to earn their trust.
Exactly, earn their trust and stuff.
People have to earn trust, and it takes time. I mean, if you're here for a week or 2 weeks or a month. It takes time for you to kind of feel somebody out. What kind of vibe are they putting? Like Steve said earlier, if a girl wants to start,
what if you don't have time? These people that come down here, then what if they don't have time? What's your advice?
If they don't have time, you're paying Russian.
La Isla, Fase dos or Gusto. That's my advice, bro. Like, don't even mess around. Like, the thing is, it's like when my friends come down here, they look at all these dope ass Airbnbs and all these kind of things. And the only ones that I'll recommend are those ones in Envigado where like they come with security guard and all this kind of stuff, right? Like those nice villas or those mansions, right? But other than that, if you're staying here and there's no Airbnb, like, bro, you're asking for it.
Bro, that's an excellent tip, and I'm glad that we kind of went back to that tip
for your first few times.
To end this broadcast. I think that's the best one because we get so many people passing through that, dude, just go up to La Isla and go up to a professional brothel, baby. It's worth $100. You're gonna have a great time. We're not promoting damn Isla. We're just telling you, we're not Isla promoters, La Isla. What if they found out Alan, Patrick, and Steve were promoting Isla?
We're promoting safety. We're promoting safety, right?
Safety.
We're realists that are acknowledging something that is legal in this country, number one. And I'll tell you this: when all my friends were worried about tourism here, like I was here during the whole pandemic, the longest lockdown in the world, 161 days, and my friends they were scared. And I told them, listen, what Medellin has going for it, right, is there's only one thing that men will risk their lives for, right? There's only one thing that men will risk their lives for.
That's right.
So the tourism will pick up here faster than, like, ain't no dude saying, I want to go to Paris to see the Eiffel Tower. You know what I mean? Like, ain't no dude saying like, hey, let's go to the Grand Canyon, right? Like, they're not saying that, right? So like the thing is like for all my friends like that were like having like their businesses were on the brink of closing, I was like, bro, Medellin tourism will pick up so quickly. Because that's the one thing that even
Medellin is growing so fast that Medellin's not even going to be the same city in the next 5 to 10 years. It's impossible. If you just look at Parquilletas and look over there by one block, they got like 1, 2, 3, 4, like almost 5-star hotels. I mean, that whole area, 10 years from now, it's. I know
a lot of expats are going to rail me for this, but I actually recommend my friends stay at Marquis when they first come to Medellin, because It is brand new. It is absolutely gorgeous, and the security is top notch, right? So until you get to know Medellin and like that area, it's like I tell all my friends hotel. I don't even tell them Airbnb.
Bro, but when you go to those pro hotels, expect the pro price, and then you got to pay for each lady you bring back. So you guys.
That's Charlie, not Marquis. That's Charlie. That's not Marquis.
Okay,
And actually,
You're
Marquis.
so
Like, if you look at it,
lifestyle.
Marquis and Charlie are like $110 a night or like $120 a night.
Hey, man.
But it's comparable to Airbnbs with the security, you know, and the location. You can't beat it.
And it's beautiful. God, you guys got to check that out. They have a restaurant and bar downstairs. Amazing. All right, guys. Well, I want to appreciate you guys for tuning in. Thank you, Steve, man. Thank you, Frederick. I'll see you on the next one. And keep safe.